We're halfway to Halloween, but morbid scammers are haunting our digital lives year-round with a sinister trend known as ghost hacking. Today we have a trend-savvy tech expert with us to unveil the tricks and treats of protecting our online identities, even in the afterlife. Let's welcome tech expert Burton Kelso. Hello, Burton.
Hey Desiree, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Burton. Okay, so this topic is interesting. I haven't heard of this. So can you start by telling us what exactly is ghost hacking?
Ghost hacking shows how far criminals will go to get money. But the process is that cyber criminals will find accounts of the deceased either on social media or email and log into those accounts and launch malicious phishing scams in order to trick the living. The unfortunate thing is when people pass away on social media, we may not know about it. And if you get a message from someone and it's a phishing scheme, the chances are that you'll click on it. Now, criminals will attack the accounts of the deceased because, in most circumstances, people aren't paying attention to those accounts, so they can do whatever they want with those accounts.
This seems like you're just asking for some bad karma, some bad juju messing with that. So how prevalent is ghost hacking today, and what are some common tactics hackers use to exploit the accounts of those who have passed?
Well, you have to understand that the social media and email accounts of the deceased are starting to outnumber those of us who are still alive. So there is a ton of accounts that criminals can get, which means that they can launch malicious phishing schemes. Now, to stay safe, loved ones need to make sure that they leave their passwords with family members.
Mhm.
So if you have Mima or Papa who's getting up in age, make sure you have all their account information so you can either memorialize those accounts or you can deactivate those accounts altogether.
All right.
Also, make sure that you're looking to see if your loved one's accounts are on the dark web. It's a great website. There's several websites where you can look that information up and make sure that criminals don't have their credentials.
All right, we want to keep Mima and Papa safe. So can you walk us through how cyber criminals gather information in data breaches?
Well, data breaches like the AT&T data breach that just occurred leak information on the dark web. Criminals are always wheeling and dealing on the dark web to get access to usernames and passwords for accounts. And they also will look at obituaries of passed away folks to find out if that account's available. Unfortunately, many funeral homes will list a memorial for a deceased person, and it makes it easy for people to find out that that person has passed away. And of course, with data breaches, you can find out the obits of people who have passed away as well.
Yikes. Again, this just seems really horrible to do. So what steps can be taken to minimize these risks, Burton?
Well, the important thing is to get the passwords of your loved ones to make sure that you have access when they pass away. Deactivate those accounts. Also, you need to make sure that your loved one's information isn't floating on the dark web. So if you know that they've dealt with companies like AT&T who's had a data breach or other companies out there, make sure that you notify them so that they can take steps to change their passwords and other login information.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to have those conversations early on, making sure that a trusted loved one has that information. So in the event that something happens, they can take care of that. One concerning aspect is the potential access to banking and financial information of those who have passed. How can families really safeguard against those breaches?
Well, for a lot of people, online banking isn't a problem because our senior adults or older adults don't do online banking. But for those that do, once you have to take care of their affairs, make sure that you go into the bank and shut down that account and deactivate online banking or any other financial accounts that they have access to. A lot of times, those monies will sit in those accounts and criminals can gain access to them.
And what are some platforms and tools we can use to check if sensitive information has been leaked?
Well, one of the best tools that you can use is a website called haveibeenpwned.com that allows you to find out if your information is on the dark web. You can also go to Experian or any other credit bureau, and they can find out if social security numbers or other personal information is floating around on the dark web. Now, if it's a deceased loved one, obviously you're going to have either a power of attorney or a death certificate so that you can gain access to those credit monitoring accounts.
All right, we got to beat those ghost hackers and make sure our loved ones remain safe. Burton, always a pleasure having you on the show, keeping us informed, making sure that we stay safe. To our viewers, for more tech tips, you can check out burtonkelso.com.